In 2019, a 28-year-old freelance illustrator named Rachel moved into a cheap but modern apartment in a quiet neighborhood of Minneapolis. The rent was unusually low for the area. The realtor mentioned that the previous tenant had left suddenly, but wouldn't elaborate. The place was perfect, clean, freshly painted, and quiet. Almost too quiet. The walls were thick, and Rachel couldn't hear anything from the neighboring units, not even footsteps or plumbing sounds. At first, she liked the silence. She could work without distraction. But by the second week, Rachel began to feel strange. Not scared, just off. Like someone was watching her, even though she lived alone. One night around 2:33 a.m., Rachel was woken up by a soft tapping sound. Not on the door or window, but inside the wall. Next to her bed, tap, tap, tap. She froze. It stopped. She told herself it was the pipes or the building settling. The next night, it happened again. Tap, tap, then whispering, very faint, as if someone was trying to speak through the wall. Her phone picked up no sounds, but her ears definitely did. She contacted the landlord the next day. He dismissed it, saying that room is fully sealed on all sides. No adjoining apartments touch that wall. That wall, Rachel realized, was interior. No neighbor, no hallway, just a blank painted wall. Rachel started experiencing severe insomnia. Whenever she tried to sleep, she'd hear breathing, slow and deliberate, from that same wall. Her anxiety increased. She stopped going outside. Her friends noticed her withdrawing, but she refused to admit anything was wrong. One friend, Amanda, came over to stay the night out of concern. Rachel begged her not to sleep on the side near the wall. Amanda laughed it off and did it anyway. In the morning, Amanda was gone. The bed was untouched. Rachel's front door was still bolted from the inside. Amanda's phone, purse, and shoes were still in the living room. Security camera footage showed Amanda entering the apartment but never leaving. Police were called. They searched the apartment and found nothing. No signs of struggle, no exit. But one officer noticed something strange. The dimensions of the bedroom didn't match the outside wall. There was a gap, suggesting an empty space behind the wall. A few days later, a construction team broke open the wall. Behind it was a hidden soundproof room. No windows, one door sealed shut. Inside, a mattress, recording equipment, and hundreds of sketchbooks filled with frantic, disturbing drawings. Eyes, faces. A woman curled in corners. They identified the previous tenant, a woman named Marissa, who had gone missing in 2017. The sketchbooks were hers. At the far corner of the room was a microphone, still running. When the police reviewed the tape, the last few hours were disturbing. Just breathing. Then frantic whispers. She's here again. She thinks she's alone. We never leave. Rachel was moved out immediately. She never returned. She later spoke on a podcast, explaining the sensation of isolation and madness that built over weeks. 2 months later, a new tenant moved in. He disappeared within a week. The apartment remains vacant to this day. Explanation. While this story is fictionalized, it draws inspiration from real isolation. Experiments like the quietest room in the world, where people report hearing their own heartbeat, hallucinations, or whispering after prolonged silence. It also reflects urban legends about sealed rooms, missing persons, and soundproofed torture chambers, hidden in apartments, some of which have been true in real criminal cases.